Alright, our project is on John Rockefeller and Standard Oil. Just a quick overview. Today we'll be talking about John D. Rockefeller's early life, business, and his impact on the U.S. economy and government. In his early life, his dad was a con man while his mom was very religious, so there was kind of a dichotomy in the household. At age 16, he found work as an office clerk at a Cleveland commission firm that bought, sold, and shipped grain, coal, and other commodities. And in 1864, Rockefeller married Laura Celestia Seddy Spellman, an Ohio native whose father was a prosperous merchant, politician, and abolitionist active in the Underground Railroad. His beginnings in business was in 1870. Rockefeller formed the Standard Oil Company of Ohio along with his younger brother William, Henry Flagler, and a group of unnamed other men. John Rockefeller was the president and CEO as well as the largest shareholder. Later, he bought out his brother's shares and continued to grow the company with Henry Flagler as his 50% partner. His vision for Standard Oil was for light before electricity was used, but when Ford took off, oil importance increased and Rockefeller gained a monopoly over the industry. The Gilded Age. During this time period, serious social issues such as high poverty were masked by the success of the incredibly large and prosperous American economy. The economy was also booming because the Civil War had just ended, and as you know, wars generally propel economies. Rockefeller was known for horizontal expansion, which meant that instead of investing in his own company, he used his money to destroy other companies and buy out the stocks of his competition. So he was incredibly cutthroat in that regard, like his father. Later, he picked up vertical expansion, so after cutting out other businesses, he focused on reinvesting his own money to make his company more efficient. He was accused of getting rich on rebates from railroads, bribing men to spy on competing companies, making secret agreements, coercing rivals to join Standard Oil Company under threat of being forced out of business, and building up enormous fortunes on the ruins of other men. Some laws that were made because of him. Because of Rockefeller's ridiculous success, the antitrust law was created. The law states that if someone has control of too much of a market, such as Rockefeller controlling 90% of all U.S. oil, the government would break up the business into different companies. This would help give other businesses a chance to thrive. Due to this law, the Standard Oil Company got broken up into 16 parts by the U.S. government, but Rockefeller maintained a 25% stake in all of them. These smaller companies have become franchises such as ExxonMobil, Chevron, and Texaco. Modern companies like AT&T and Amazon may be affected by this law moving into the future. His legacy into modern day. Today, John D. Rockefeller is remembered as a man who was very cutthroat in business, but a loving man in personal life. His family ranks still 24th on the Forbes richest families list, and they still hold about $10 billion net worth. He is also remembered as one of the largest charity donors of all time. He funded the establishment of the University of Chicago and the Rockefeller Institute of Medical Research, which is now Rockefeller University. Before his death, he gave $540 million to charity, and that amount is unadjusted for inflation, so it's incredibly more in today's dollars. His wife, Laura Rockefeller, became the namesake of Spelman College, the historical black women's college in Atlanta, Georgia, that her husband helped finance. In conclusion, John D. Rockefeller died at age 97 of erysipelas at the Casements, his home in Ormond Beach, Florida. Due to his persistence and determination, America's economy soared, and he remains a major inspiration for business owners and entrepreneurs to this day.